We have 11 amazing restaurants featuring a wide variety for every price range and appetite. South Point's Garden Buffet has something for everyone at unbeatable prices. Or, if hunger strikes in the middle of the night, join us at Coronado Cafe. The American menu offers breakfast, lunch, or dinner 24 hours a day, plus a Chinese kitchen for authentic Chinese dishes from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. From steak and eggs to wonton soup, it's fast and friendly service 24/7. When you need a quick pick-me-up, you can find it at our state-of-the-art Starbucks just inside the main South Point entrance. Order ahead with the Starbucks app for easy mobile order pickups. Or enjoy your favorites in the relaxing dining area anytime, day or night. If you love Mexican food, Baja Miguel's has all of your south-of-the-border favorites. There are dozens of classics to choose from, like fajitas, ceviche, chimichangas, tacos, and more. And for spirit lovers, Baja's colorful non-smoking tequila bar is right outside. Or maybe you're in the mood for seafood. Big Sur Oyster Bar has fresh seafood prepared right before your eyes. Savor freshly shucked oysters, crab legs jambalaya, shrimp and lobster. Beers on tap and a selection of fine wines are perfect to pair with your seafood favorite. Whether lunch or dinner, you'll love this fun atmosphere, located just off the casino floor. Ready to shake things up? Step back in time and treat yourself to one of the oldest restaurant chains in the country. Steak and Shake, famous for original mouth-watering steak burgers and hand-dipped milkshakes in a variety of flavors. For some old-fashioned fun, try Steak and Shake.
The Dodgers unveiled their championship banner. It's like a round thing up there. It wasn't really a banner. But anyway, congrats to the champs on that 2024 title, but it should say 2035 since they defer everything. J-Dog, roll the open! Live from the South Point Casino right here in Las Vegas. We are just south of the Strip. It's like 6 miles. We're right down here at the, I wanted to call it the tip of the Strip, but it's really not. You would think that the tip, I guess, would be the stratosphere, so it would be more the other end, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, we're here doing the show. Yeah, whatever. Thanks for streaming YouTube to watch the show that has its own Elite Eight, the fine crew and co-hosts here at South Point Studios. The show is called Punchlines. Program's a mix of sports, comedy, conversation, smart betting advice, some viral videos. I'm your host, Frank Nicotero, longtime comedian, lifelong sports fan, and today's show will be a guaranteed homer like Tyler O'Neill on opening day. We talked about it yesterday. I don't want to say I told you so, but please tell me you bet his prop. Here he is.
O'Neill drives one the other way. That's headed out toward right field. He's done it again.
He's done it again. You're like, what do you mean he's done it again? It's opening day. If you weren't watching the show yesterday, he's smiling. He's laughing and smiling because he had homered in 5 consecutive opening day games. So I said yesterday, we brought it up, said, hey, if you got time, make sure you bet it. Tyler O'Neill, 6 in a row. No one's ever done this before. So congratulations, young man. Oh my God, did I really just call him that? We are bringing in our guest early today. Let's bring on an equally strong man at leadoff on the show. Multi-talented, always funny, author, Aviators MC, third in line to the throne. I don't know if you knew that. And America's designated survivor if something should happen. I don't know if you knew that either, Andy, but ladies and gentlemen,
wow.
Hall of Famer Andy Martello, one of our favorites
thank you.
ever to have here.
I'm impressed. I had no idea I was inheriting a throne or I was going to live. I did not know either of those things were going to happen.
Well, you know, that was that show, that Designated Survivor with Kiefer Sutherland. It was on like
this,
5 or 6 years ago. I watched the premiere episode. And it was great. Then the show kind of went downhill. But I guess...
Because everyone died.
Because everyone died. But I didn't realize this was a real thing. And what it was is when Congress and the Senate, whatever, when they all meet, they have one of them not be at that meeting, right? Or is it at the State of the Union?
In case the building blows up.
If it blows, and the president, vice, everyone's there.
Right.
So they designate like one senator, and he was from like a small town. So all of a sudden, he becomes president because of this tragedy. So what a great premise. But you just wanted him to be Jack Bauer from 24.
Of course.
But he wasn't Jack Bauer. He was kind of like a wimpy guy from like a Midwest state.
I just wanted him to take out all the people that he's like, yeah, I'll determine who the designated survivor is. Bam, you're done.
My favorite thing about 24 that I read was he said, damn it. Did you watch 24?
I watched the first season, and then after when they came up with another season, I'm like, how many bad days is this guy going to have? Who are you, John McClane?
He's John McClane. I knew you were going to say that. So he would say damn it a lot on the show because he can't say stronger expletives. So he'd say damn it. So he found out online that a lot of college kids had a drinking game that every time Jack Bauer said damn it, they would take a drink or finish their drink, whatever.
Sure.
So he would just say damn it all the time on purpose to screw with the college kids.
That reminds me, years ago, my brother and I, we developed our own drinking game based around NFL football.
Okay.
It was called the Mighty Hocules, based on the Ed Hockley. We had drinks for everything. Every time he said therefore, you take a drink. If a call he was making took 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, that'd be 1, 2, or 3
offsetting
drinks.
Penalties, therefore, we replay.
I should send you the actual rules because we tried playing by the rules we designated and played a game. We were both almost dead from alcohol poisoning.
Why are we not doing it? Because he has a kid now, doesn't he? His kid's a referee.
And his kid's rather verbose as well.
Yes.
So, yeah.
All right, we might have to
we literally had to adapt it and just be like, all right, here's all the rules. You pick 3, because we'll die. We will die. We got so hammered.
I love it. Wow, it's a great...
awful,
You should have somehow gotten that out there.
I tried getting it out in the blogosphere back then.
You can't really copyright it either.
No. But
really.
it was, the best part was he'd make some stupid call, therefore, and you'd drink Hercules. We had a drink every time that
Hercules.
Every time the announcers, because so far as I know, he's the only referee that the announcers insisted on calling out by name.
Yeah,
here's Ed Hercules with the call.
He was a legend.
So if we heard that, we'd all go Hercules. It was pretty bad. Yeah.
I'm doing it. We're doing it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got more baseball. We got more home runs. Austin Wells. Now, Jeff and I were watching the show yesterday, and Austin Wells, catcher for the Yankees, hits a leadoff home run on the third pitch of the game, and he was very happy about hitting an opening day home run, but not as happy as this girl who had a bet on it. All right, so she bet on it. Third pitch.
No way. Oh my God, the first home run of the season. I don't know about baseball. I don't know any. Wait. Are you kidding?
She's swearing like a trucker. I love her.
Very Jack Bauer of her.
Yeah. Take a drink. All right.
Just say boom.
I love the guy that's miserable because he's, he's probably like, look, I know what I'm doing. Sure. I have some bets out there.
Yeah.
If you want to do one for fun, babe.
Yeah, his girlfriend is the classic, I bet the helmet with the pretty colors.
Right.
He's that one. Yeah.
And Austin Wells, she probably goes, oh, I like the name Austin.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I once went out with a guy named
run.
Austin, and he did. So, unbelievable. Now, he hit a home run on the third pitch of the game. Now, I hope that no one was questioning Aaron Boone batting his catcher leadoff, which is it doesn't happen. Even Greg Amsinger, who I'm a big fan of the MLB Network, was questioning this strategy, and it backfired. This is hysterical.
Austin Wells is your leadoff guy? Come on. Aaron Boone, once again.
It's hysterical.
Austin Wells leads off the season for the Yankees with a home run.
The first game of the year, Greg Amsinger. Does that set the tone for his whole season of calling plays? I mean, he's like,
I stand corrected.
What are you doing? Having your catcher hit just the look on his face when he's like, oh God, he hit a home run.
Well, that was the look of a guy who had a prop bet that wasn't coming in. Yeah.
But that's why he's in the booth, or he's doing a studio show, and Aaron Boone is managing the Yankees. But the best homer story belongs to this kid, Shohei Ohtani. Are you aware of Shohei Ohtani?
I've heard of him. I understand he plays well.
He does. Dodger opener. I mean, they had Ice Cube come out with the trophy and in a drop top, as the kids say.
A drop top. Very
then
nice.
A surprise first pitch from Kirk Gibson, who played in Detroit, famously won the World Series for the Dodgers. The Tigers were the team at the home opener as the Dodgers raised their banner. They had the gold lettering. So Shohei, everyone there's like, oh, we're going to see him hit a home run.
Sure.
Delivered. Here's Shohei, and this kid caught the ball.
I just caught Shohei Ohtani's ball. How do you feel?
Amazing. Words can't describe it.
So what was going through your mind when you saw the ball in the air? Like, what were you thinking?
Okay, so honestly, I saw the ball going that way, and I just see the ball starting to slowly tail this way, and I see it coming up, and I just took my glove up, straight up, and it just landed perfectly right in my glove.
There you go. Opening day home run from Shohei. I mean, do you sell that or do you keep that one? I don't know.
Well, he's already hit like 7,000 of them, so
Right.
they're not worth anything.
But
so
I
you may
guess
as well just
special opening day following his first
I
World
would keep
Series.
it. If it were me, I would keep it because that's cool.
And by the way,
know?
I thought they made a mistake. They're like Shohei Ohtani with the second homer of the year. And I'm looking, I'm like, wait, he only hit one homer. And then I forgot. They opened the season in Japan 2 weeks ago.
Sure.
And he hit one there in Japan. This guy has a flair for the dramatic. That's why everyone,
they got to put an asterisk next to his name if something happens because the Japanese homers don't count.
But it was a major league sanctioned game. So,
sure. Yeah,
okay.
sure.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, also on the show later today, another Chicago white guy with glasses. Keith Lyle will join us. What?
I'm not white, I'm Jewish.
He's Jewish. Okay. He will also join us right before we do That's Crazy, or Lines of the Night, whatever we're calling it today. So I meant to wear glasses today so we'd have 3 white. Well, okay, Keith, you have to take yours off.
Mine has a very mild prescription. You can go ahead.
My eyes are getting worse.
Well, in that case,
I'm wearing
I
my
don't help.
contact lenses. They're not getting better. The carrots thing.
Not for nothing. I mean, neither one of us. We are both statistically closer to seeing the year 100 than we are to being born. You know what I mean? We're past that 50. We're past. You're 56 now.
Let's get back to the fun stuff. Yes, I am. Okay.
If it makes you feel better, I'll be 55 at the end of May.
Well,
so
there you go. All right. Well, we'll
Yeah.
have a party. We'll drink some.
We'll have some Ensure, a little Pedialyte.
And then we'll be done by like 6 p.m.
Yeah. We'll
Get
go
the
to Old Country Buffet.
Early bird special
At 4 o'clock. Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at today's punch menu. What was that, Keith? Come down here to South Point. This is where we would come and we'll play some pinochle. Do they have pinochle tables? Bridge? We'll go up and play bingo. That's what we'll do. All right, on the menu, we have a Chicago style. That's right. Yep, pickles and mustard all over the show.
Darn right.
Video and the comedy clip of the day. Chicago style comedy clip. That's all I'm going to say. We offer some gambling advice and our segment picks at 12:36. And I got some viral videos. And then we end the show with Kenny White's dog of the day and our very own dog of the day, which is one I found very late at night. It's very cute. It's a quick one. It's not one of those 2-minute jobs, Drew Dog. Last week we had a clip and the dog was being cute. And I'm like, how much more of this? He goes, we have 2 more minutes. So we pulled out of that and we finished. But
you could stall. Yeah.
We found a shorter clip today.
Yeah, normally pulling out takes less time.
All right, where are we at here? Okay, top of show breaking video. Again, we have 2 Chicago guys on the panel today. So what are the odds that the highlight, the main exciting moment of the night in sports came from Chicago? I don't know if you're even aware.
I heard tell.
Keith is doing my dance.
I heard tell that the White Sox did not suck yesterday.
The White Sox, not only did the White Sox, which we'll get to a little later on, we have the White Sox stuff coming up, the Chicago Bulls, also, flair for the dramatic, had an unbelievable win. So here we go. Let's see here. Lakers won on a last-second tip by LeBron 2 nights ago. We showed it when they beat, who was it? Indiana. They beat what?
Indianapolis.
Oh, just people call them Indiana.
Yeah. The Joneses.
The Indiana Joneses, as Esther Steinberg would say. Well, last night in Chicago, the Lakers got a taste of their own Malort.
I love it.
Yeah, here it is. So look, Lakers take the lead. There's Austin Reeves, who wore the pink shoes for the gender reveal. On Wednesday night, you're like, game's over. 3 seconds left. So the Bulls are out of timeouts. Half court, white guy. He's Giddey with
Boom.
it. He hit it.
Boom. Always give it to the white guy. That's right.
I mean, unbelievable. Is this kid Australian, by the way? He is Australian, so he hit that shot from down under.
I like what he did there.
He threw a shrimp in the net.
He's just from a little outside of Chicago. Sydney, Australia. Yeah.
Very similar. But anyway, thrilling win for the Bulls. The Bulls trounced the Lakers a couple of weeks. Was it 146 to like 1? They won by 30. So the Bulls, it's one of those teams. They have the Lakers number. I think they have 30 or 40 wins. 40 wins, I think. Bulls aren't bad. They're not the Bulls
that's 30 or 40 more than we all expected.
Yeah. Now, did you ever go to? Now we know if you want to check, probably one of our favorite stories ever on Punchlines was the first week of the show. It's like episode 5 or 6. You told the story about being in an elevator with Michael Jordan whilst dressed as one of the Blues Brothers because you were doing a Blues Brothers thing. So find that clip. It's in the videos of the shorts.
It's in the archives.
It's in the archives.
It's in the archives.
But any other Bulls stories as far as possible?
Yeah, a couple. One is not as exciting, but I enjoyed it.
Okay.
Back when I was living in Chicago and I had one of my in-between entertainment classic day jobs, I was managing a store called Cartoon Kingdom.
Okay,
which
what
sold
was that?
cartoon and TV memorabilia. Anything licensed.
Like cells?
Yeah, it's cells,
Right.
T-shirt, anything
I have a
with
Simpson cell.
Yeah, anything with a licensed character on
Okay.
it. And randomly, of all people, Bill Wennington comes walking in.
Oh, the big center from the
big
Bulls.
center.
Yeah, big
and
white guy.
I was a huge fan of his,
Right.
if for no reason, and it pertains to the story. At the time, they had just stopped making at McDonald's the beef Wennington sandwich.
Oh, he had his own sandwich
And
at
my
McDonald's?
wife was a huge fan of this. And
Okay.
we used to get them anytime there was a Bulls game on. So of course,
Screw the McRib. Give me the
yeah,
Wennington.
hell with the McRib. That stuff is terrible. The beef Wennington. That's good stuff. So, of course, I did exactly what I do when I meet most celebrities. I just said, hey, anyone ever tell you look like, and then I insert celebrity. Anyone ever tell you look just like Bill Wennington? And he said exactly the same thing. Cyndi Lauper had the same kind of response.
Okay.
Kenny Rogers. He just went, I get that a lot. And then we had a funny talk about the beef Wennington. He goes, I missed that sandwich. Not the money for the name. That was a good sandwich. I'm like, yes, it was. But anyway, a better story. Years ago in my vast entertainment career. Vast and storied and largely forgettable. I was working before there was an actual Pirates of the Caribbean movie for Disney. There was a place called Disney Quest. It was a giant interactive video game place in Chicago.
Keith is nodding his head.
Yeah, they had a handful of these locations around the country. Well, they were doing a premiere of a Pirates of the Caribbean interactive experience, full on with a rocking ship and cannons and all this. For a full week prior to the release, they hired me and like a dozen other people to dress in very expensive full on pirate outfits. And we were just going to be randomly seen all throughout the city. Like, like my job was, me and 4 other pirates, we would go get beef sandwiches at some restaurant
viral
somewhere.
marketing or whatever. Before the term even. Yeah.
And so we started going to places and people were like, why the hell are all these pirates? We were riding buses, going, city buses. We were doing every stupid thing we could think of.
That's excellent.
And on one of the nights, they said, hey guys, we've got tickets to a Bulls game. Who's willing to go to a Bulls game dressed as a pirate? And naturally, I'm like, oh, I got this.
Yeah.
There were 4 of us. And they're like, look, it's Disney, but we want you to look like a fan. So, of course, I've got beer. I've got...
Pirates drank. I mean, come on.
It was only a short matter of time before... I was literally, I'm having beer with a couple of the other pirates. We're waving our stupid swords. And I lean over. I said, I guarantee we're ending up on the big screen.
Right, of course.
And we're ending up on sports highlights across the damn world.
Yes.
And about 3 minutes after I said that, there we are, all of us on the big screen. So we're waving on the Jumbotron. And naturally, everyone went home to go check the sports report. And sure enough, every sports report had us. Well, for some reason, there were a bunch of pirates at the Bulls game.
First of all, my first question is, how the hell did you get swords in? They were plastic.
Plastic
but
swords,
still, the fact nowadays, there's no way they would let those in.
No, they wouldn't have let those in. But you got to remember, Disney has sword money.
Yeah,
they could do whatever they want. But that was a lot of fun because we kept having people ask us, why are you here? We'd always have to just say, oh, you'll just have to check your TV on blah, blah, blah. Because that would be the day of the press release. And then we'd give them little Disney eye patches to wear.
That's fun. Well, then they went, oh, okay, it's like a thing.
They figured it out. It was something. And I can't tell you how many people tuned in that day after the game, and then also the day when we premiered the big launch of the game.
Oh
and
my God.
It was everywhere. Yeah,
That's
it was a big deal.
Good Bulls story.
It was in like November or something, so we were walking around the city in ice cold conditions. Thank God they spent the good money on pirate costumes because I had like 10 layers of clothing.
Right, you were warm.
Big thick top coats and all. Yeah, it was great. So there you go. Bulls game, Pirates. There's probably footage of it out there somewhere. YouTube, go to work, see if you can find it.
Well, if ESPN owned Disney at the time, right? They were together. So they probably showed it on SportsCenter.
Yeah, I did something for WGN Morning News. I'm sure that clip is out there because I probably used it to promote my failing career.
We're going to find it. We're going to find it.
See if you could find footage of us just sitting there drinking beers, enjoying a game.
That is
that's
so
what
funny.
I like more.
All right, another top of show breaking video. The Indiana Pacers, as I said, were crushed by LeBron on Wednesday night, but the Pacers did the crushing on the hapless Wizards. You just got to see the scoreboard on this. I've never seen a score this high in a non-overtime game. The Wizards are just terrible. Yeah, you saw that right, Andy. I saw you just do a double take.
That's
Turn Up the Pace was the title. Nicely done. 162 points. And they let up is what when I read about the game, because I saw the score and I read it, they're like they pulled their starters.
Sure.
They could have put up 200. The Wizards are just terrible.
Wow, that was a Globetrotters game right there.
They scored a point for every regular season baseball game, 162.
The Washington Generals were playing.
They were playing Washington. That's why it's apt. Here we go. Speaking of 162 games in a baseball season, last but not least, top of show breaking video, Aaron Judge, who even though I don't like the Yankees, you got to like Aaron Judge. He's a great player. He made this kid's day, month, life, year. Watch what he did here. Yesterday, Yankee Stadium on opening day. Look at that. The kid gets a ball from Aaron Judge.
Yeah, come on.
And later he's crying. And then I read that the principal of his school was watching the game and he's now suspended for skipping school. I'm joking.
No, he was later put to death. Yeah,
but way to go, Aaron Judge, giving the kid a ball.
That's
all
good.
right,
Stuff like that. That's why baseball is great. That's why opening day, even though baseball is really no longer America's pastime the way it once was. But that's why opening day is still, in my opinion, the happiest day of the year.
It really is. It's one of my favorite days of the year. And the Pirates, who I gave out as a pick yesterday, Paul Skeens, minus 150, I said they're going to win. He looked great. He leaves with a 4-1 lead, and then the bullpen blows it. It's going to be a long year for the Pirates. I did say over 6.5 strikeouts for Skeens. He ended with 7. The line went up to 7.5 at some places. I got in early at 6.5 the day before. So I went 1-1 on that, but the Pirates blew a heartbreaker. All right.
I'm sorry.
And that leads us into our comedy clip. I was very sad because the Pirates lost. The Lakers lost on that last-second Bulls shot. But we have another version of the Bulls victory, and it's basically for this one fan, and he's highlighted. I'm assuming he had some money on the game. This is our comedy clip of the day. Watch this guy in Chicago. Perhaps you might know him. Okay. So this is the steal that got the game close. Now watch the guy at the bottom of the screen. He runs. Watch the arrow fall. He's running. He's just running. Just running out. He's just running. I don't know. Something tells me he had some sort of what was the over on the game? Was it 231? Because that hit, the guy went nuts. And that's before the game even got tied. So what was that? There was still 2 plays left in there. There was still the Lakers taking the lead, then the half quarter.
What would he have done after the big three-pointer?
Sadly, I think he had a coronary. I don't know.
He was probably escorted out by that point.
He was already on the expressway.
I know this is a silly question because I haven't gotten to watch a Bulls game live or in a long time, actually. Is Benny the Bull still a thing? Like, do they still have Benny the Bull out there?
Why would they get rid of such a classic?
Well, the reason I ask is we were talking about my silly Bulls story.
Okay.
I just now was remembering at Cartoon Kingdom, the owner of the store, his name was F. Landy Patton, which is an odd name. He had the distinction.
It's like F. Murray Abraham.
I think he was a minister at some point. Okay. So Father Landy Patton.
Okay. Now that we made fun of it, good.
Right. No, he's a good guy. But he was the original Benny the Bull. He was the very first person to play Benny the Bull. And in my entertainment career, there was a guy whose name is escaping me right now because it's not as cool as F. Landy Patton, but he was the second guy to play Benny the Bull. So I've worked with 2 of the Benny the Bulls over the years, and they lots of great stories about getting their legs kicked and their other things hurt by fans,
by children mostly, I would think. All right, it's time for roll call, Drew Dog. Let's do it. Our question of the day, what was the most impressive performance in any sport last night? And look what you had to choose from. You had the NCAA hoops, Major League Baseball, NBA, NHL, goo. Minnie Dar says Bulls Lakers. What an ending to that game. I actually had the Dodger game on. I missed I missed that live, but Reno Paul was texting me because he's a big Laker fan and Dodger fan, and when they're both on at the same time, he doesn't know what to do.
Sure.
So I believe he has 2 TVs now. He just watches them both. Keith Lyle, runner-up performance of the night. Aaron O'Connor at Delirious last night. Nice set, ma'am. Aaron O'Connor, very, very funny lady who's been on this show many times. She had a good set at Delirious last night, Keith?
Oh, yeah.
What about you?
I was all right.
He was all right. Eve Natola. Do you know what Ev Natola stands for? EVNE Tola?
No. Why don't you tell me so our audience can
I want to make sure I don't mess it up, Vince. I mess every now and everyone needs to laugh.
Oh, very good. I like that.
That's so Freddie, he says, Kiefer Sutherland knew of a drinking game for 24, getting busted for DUIs often. Whoops. You know, did he get busted for DUIs?
Yes.
Okay. I have a quick Kiefer Sutherland story that I just found out when I was in Atlanta. One of the producers on the show was tight with Kiefer Sutherland, and he would go out with Kiefer, and Kiefer can drink.
Yes.
I'll preface this by saying the studio suite was a bar.
His dad was Donald Sutherland.
Dad was
There's
Donald
a big
Sutherland.
equal sign between Sutherland and alcohol. That's just how it works.
So there was a bar called the Studio Suite. It was Whitsett and Riverside, and it was my first local bar right by where I was living with my cousin. So I would go in there, and apparently Kiefer Sutherland would come in there, and he'd get hammered, and then he would take all his clothes off, and he'd go behind the bar, and he'd wash all the glasses.
Well, there you go. So
I never witnessed this, but anyway.
Is this a health violation or is it not? The glasses were clean.
It was a dive bar. So now Kiefer Sutherland would drink with this producer friend of mine. He would get hammered. And the next day he'd see Kiefer and he'd be like, man, I'm really hungover. And Kiefer Sutherland was fine. He's like, what's the secret? And Kiefer Sutherland said, you take a bath in a full bag of Epsom salts.
Oh,
so you get in you put the Epsom salts in, and I guess that makes you sweat the booze out.
Sure. I'll
I don't know.
that.
But that was Kiefer Sutherland's tip. So just a little
I
tip.
use charcoal tablets. Take some charcoal tablets before you go drinking. You
really?
Can drink
Does that work?
Oh, absolutely. It's something they give you at the hospital prior to pumping your stomach. That's like a last thing because it's
like Rod Stewart when he had his.
It absorbs so many toxins. Like if you take a couple of charcoal tablets before you go out drinking, you are drinking all your friends under the table. If you
Vince,
forgot,
order some charcoal tablets. We need them
anywhere. Take some before you go to bed. If you forgot to take them during the day, you don't wake up with a hangover.
This is all good information here, ladies and gentlemen. Joey B. Keith Ladd with an on-camera appearance today. Wow, big show. That's right, Joey B. Joey B. Andy Martello. I could have a few cocktails with this dude. Great storyteller.
Oh, thank you.
How about that?
I do appreciate that.
And by the way, follow Andy at Andy Martello, right?
Yeah, the Andy Martello on Instagram.
But you have your new one too.
My new one, Cut and Burn Things. Different Instagram page. Chronicling.
You use the effects. You're big into using the effects.
Yeah, because I have no idea how to use TikTok.
Yours
or anything
look
else.
great. No,
So
yours look great.
I throw stuff. I use whatever dumb filters they have in lieu of actual knowledge or talent. So that's, if it gets that many more people to stop for a second and look at the video, oh, okay, I'll hit a like. Sure. Whatever it takes.
All right, so Joey B wants to have some drinks with you. Let's see. Aaron O'Connor, that was Alex's best bet of the day. What was her best bet? Was that yesterday or today?
That was Arkansas plus.
Arkansas plus the points. Yeah, that they should have won that game. Damn, they were up by 16 points. Aaron O'Connor, yeah, boohoo, Andy.
Probably talking about the fact that I am turning 55.
Oh,
that's my guess. I don't know.
Yes.
I am not assuming she is older because she's so.
She looks like she's about
lovely
35
in every
years
way.
old.
I would have guessed her at 32 easily.
Blade Nicotero.
Blade.
Is that Sean?
What?
Sean, are you Blade Nicotero? Why do I forget? Is golf a sport or a contest? So we have a question is it a?
I view it more as a game than a contest or a sport because like the way I look at it is if I spend all that time working very hard to hit a ball into a hole and then I celebrate by hitting it another 200 yards away, that's got to be a game. It's not a sport. It's actually more of a mental problem. Same with bowling. Yeah. You work hard to knock those pins down and some jerk puts them back up. No, I did my job. Leave me alone.
Joey B has a line. He always puts his lines. Whoa. Plus my over-under amount of times Jeff Parles rode on the Pirates of Caribbean during his Disney trip. He has the over-under at 19.5. Teacup rides for Parles over 18.5.
Well, there you go.
But Keith Lau says he doesn't like to get dizzy.
The irony for me doing that gig is I am like the biggest Disney non-fan there ever was. And
you were
I've
working?
actually gotten a fair amount of money over the years from Disney products and projects, and I somehow that great movie deal has eluded me. But yeah.
Finally, JR, Johnny from the ballpark, who I will see next week when I'm there.
I'll see you tonight, Johnny.
He will see you tonight. Home opener.
Home opener.
Aviators home opener.
Aviators versus Reno Aces. Yes, indeed. Be there.
Are there any special giveaways or anything going on tonight?
Kiefer Sutherland will be there bartending.
Will he be clothed or not clothed?
That's why you got to show up.
That's why you got to show up.
I can't give away everything.
He says, tell the truth, Andy. You bought weed from Benny the Bull, who was once arrested for drug possession. Is that true that Benny the Bull was? I don't know.
If it was, it wasn't. It definitely wasn't Landy Patton. He always referred to God as the Lord. And it wasn't the other gentleman because I know for a fact that man, he would have a glass of wine like once a year.
There you go. All right,
so it's probably the new Benny the Bull.
And JR actually answering the question that we had in there. What was the most impressive performance last night? Alabama hitting threes last night was the most impressive thing. I believe they set the record with 22 three-pointers. 25?
Yeah.
Last I saw 25 three.
I saw
they took 61 shots and 51 of them were three-pointers or
they
something
definitely
ridiculous.
need to create like a 5 or a 10-point shot.
Rock and
Three-pointers
jock
are no longer
it's like the
interesting.
The MTV Rock and Jock things.
Pretty
Remember
much,
that?
yeah.
Aaron O'Connor, that much Epsom salts also lowers your blood pressure to desperate vampire levels. Is that good or bad?
Depends if you're a desperate vampire.
Ann, by the way, Ann is downstairs.
Oh, hi, Ann.
In
Come on
B
upstairs.
Studio and Goldstone. This is the first time I didn't go, who's A Gold? Probably all year. Fireworks at the ballpark tonight.
Oh, that's right. Fireworks. And hey, this isn't a giveaway we're doing.
Yeah.
I do have something for you, though. They had their season ticket holder kick off the season event recently, and all the advertisers were there. They hired, back when I worked for Enfuego, they hired our cigar roller.
Okay.
Now that I don't work there, they said, hey, can you come up with something that we can give the season ticket holders? And I have for you. Cannot buy these. This is just something they were giving away.
Is it a cutter? What is it?
This is an Aviators, Las Vegas Aviators.
Fireworks.
Firebird.
Sorry, they got fireworks going on.
Sidewinder lighter. There you go.
Oh, come on. It's a lighter?
Yeah, it's a lighter.
This is mine?
You may have that, yes.
You're the best. Look
And
at that.
if you're down there, Ann, and you come up, I have one for you as well. I didn't bring enough for everybody because they wouldn't let me steal any of my own product. I had to work to get those up,
this is tremendous. I'm going to use this weekend.
Refill? I bet you will. Nice refill.
I'm an edibles
But yeah,
guy.
so we gave those away to season ticket holders and advertisers, and that was
Very, very good. All right, roll call. You guys are the best. We're going to take a 30-second break, and on the other side of that, another guy send it to desk. Keith Lyle coming up. We'll see you in 30. All right, do I need headphones?
I don't know.
Oh, no, he's here.
I'm right here.
Oh, look, there he is.
Ladies
He's
and
right
gentlemen, Keith
Look at that
Lyle is
shine.
here. Keith, what's happening?
Let it shine.
You know, the important thing is not so much that you're here on camera and that you're here, because I'm always happy that you're here. The important thing is I am dead
I
center
was
in the
going to
frame.
say,
Yeah.
wait a second.
Andy Martello, everybody.
But that's the
Welcome
way.
back to Punchlines.
Run the
with-
show.
Yeah,
Do we have
that's
any Andy Martello?
right. If we still have that graphic,
Do
throw
we
it up.
have the
No one's going
graphic?
to know. it.
Punchlines with Andy
Martello?
The
Martello.
important thing, look, you're here to see me. All right. Anyway, welcome.
Give him
Keith.
the one shot.
Give him the pearls. Anyway,
Wait, let me get my laptop to cover half
we
my
brought
face.
in another Chicago guy, and I was going to wear glasses, and I believe it's national. You know, let's do the national days before we do That's Crazy. Today's episode 354. I have been in this chair for 351 of those. I think 3 Alex and Kenny took over for me when I was in New Orleans.
I was in that
filming
chair.
it. Oh, and you did it
Famously,
once.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Very famously.
Was I remote though?
You were sick.
You were
were
Okay,
remote,
so
yeah.
technically, so it's 350 shows that I've been in this chair.
Yeah.
No, I've done 2 other. There was one where I was really hungover. No, I was sick. Anyway,
Unlike right now,
It was a
where you're
cold.
just really drunk.
all right. So Keith, we're going to talk about this. 354 is an area code of a particular city in North America. Any idea? 354? Montreal. It's Montreal.
Montreal.
Montreal. All right. So
I
here we
think
go.
you said Montreal.
I think
Here-
you said Montreal.
Montreal.
Yeah. Montreal.
Montreal.
Yeah, your French is absolutely
Terrible.
horrible. That's good.
Here are the national days. One of them is fake. Behind the glass, they're going to tell us what they think. Here we go. I'm going to read them off. I will show them to you, Andy, if you need a recap.
Sure.
Here we go. Today is International Women in Music Day. Oh, might be a cue for Vince to play something afterwards by a woman. National Black Forest Cake Day. Oh, that's the dark chocolate. That's like a dark chocolate cake.
yeah.
If that is a real day today, I don't know.
But it is a real cake.
It is a real cake. Now here, wear a hat day. I was going to wear a hat, but then I was like, having such a good hair day.
I know.
You
that's-
actually are.
I'm
You're
jealous.
devastatingly
Very
handsome
jealous
today.
of that hair.
Yeah, I
Both
got to
of
tell
yous.
you that the hair club did well for you.
Yeah, it's an off-brand. Your hair, though, come on.
Oh,
It's rock star hair right there.
rock
That's
star.
rock star
I've
hair.
been nurturing the aging rock star look for a while now, and I think I finally achieved it.
Now
good
here's
on
one.
you. It does.
Wear a hat day. Is this one real? Right here, this one. National Hot Tub Day.
Ooh.
Too
hope
hot
so.
in the hot tub.
I hope so.
Respect your cat day.
Nah.
Why
No.
would you ever respect a cat?
No. Every day is Respect Your Cat Day. Otherwise, the cat will kill you.
National Weed Appreciation Day.
Oh, come on.
National Eat Something on a Stick Day. National Pink Lemonade Day. Eat an Eskimo Pie Day. National Triglycerides Day, which reminds me I haven't had my cholesterol checked in a while.
You should.
And Passport Day in the USA. So, which one is fake if you need to look at that
Many
list?
of these days could be
All right.
associated with opening day.
Jerry is going, he doesn't believe that Respect Your Cat Day is a thing. Vince is saying, why would Frank be talking about triglycerides? Maybe he made a doctor's appointment. Sean says, eat something on a stick. He doesn't believe that. And Drew Doug says wear a hat day is not true. Keith, what do you think? You might know the answer, right?
I don't know the answer.
Okay, good.
I did not look it up.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Eskimo pie. I just think we don't call them Eskimos anymore. It was either that or Black Forest. I don't believe we call it that anymore. We have much better names.
All right, Andy, which one do you think's the fake one? And if I need those back to remember.
They're all very good. I am going to go with Pink Lemonade Day because I hope that one's true. We serve pink lemonade at the ballpark.
Ladies and gentlemen, one of you is correct. You all chose differently. The only one who got it right, the fake one, damn you, Andy Martello. It is not Pink Lemonade Day. That's the second day in a row where I fooled everyone. Or was it Alex the other day? She was last. She went monochromatically or whatever.
Yeah, that's why they put me in the center.
Yeah, center square, as JR said.
That's why you're Paul Lind.
Well, yeah, Paul.
By the way, if you're under 50, Google Paul Lind.
Yeah, Google Paul. Just watch his clips on YouTube. You will spend the rest of your life.
At the animation store, he was Snagglepuss.
Yes, that's
there
right.
You go.
Right.
There you go.
Oh my God. Is that Exit Stage?
Exit Stage.
That was Paul Lind?
I believe it was.
He definitely did a one.
He was a cartoon character.
He did one of the cartoon guys. Yeah.
But anyway, all the rest are real. Pink Lemonade Day I made up. There is Pink Lemonade at the stadium?
Yes. Usually it's at the main concourse area.
Put a little something in there?
I have. I mean, never done that. Never would. But I do know a guy who can hook me up. But yeah, you can get Pink Lemonade.
I know a girl who would do that.
Well, that too.
And you would both know her too. Okay.
Usually I actually have fans who ask me where the Pink Lemonade is because it does change. It's because they just fill up the fountain with whatever that day. I've actually had fans come up. They're like, "Hey, where's the Pink Lemonade?" I'm like, "I'm the hookup." Apparently.
Well, our friend Alex White showed me on my first day at the stadium where the only Diet Dr. Pepper fountain is.
Yep.
It's right behind home plate. You need to know where that is, and it is a perfect mix. You know, some places don't get it right.
Sure.
The ballpark. Perfect Diet Dr. Pepper.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect. It's perfect. I just did it. It's perfect. It's the best.
Yeah, and you get that refillable. You could kill a kidney. Yeah. You get that refillable cup.
I don't want to brag, Keith, but we get free cups. The hosts. Our field MCs, we can go up and get as much as we want.
Who said there are no perks, right?
Exactly. Birthdays today. These are all sports related, and I will tell you how. Saints quarterback Derek Carr turns 34. He's actually not an NFL quarterback. No, he is.
He is.
He's the Saints quarterback.
Yeah.
Derek Carr played for the Raiders, right?
He was MVP of the first 2 games last year.
Last year, he was the early. We talked about it.
We did.
He had like 9 touchdowns. They were scoring 45 points a game. Derek Carr, though, it's his birthday, 34 years old.
Happy birthday, Derek.
Happy
Have some
birthday,
pink lemonade.
Carr.
Have some pink lemonade with an Eskimo pie.
At the
and then
Pink
check
Pony
your
Club.
Triglycerides and eat something on a stick. Is there anything on a stick at the ballpark?
Yeah, there is. I believe the same vendor is there. There's skewers of
chicken
all sorts
skewers.
of things. Yeah,
All
chicken
right.
skewers and
kebabs.
Also
Kebabs.
celebrating a birthday. Yeah, kebabs. There you go.
Kebab.
Keith. Super Bowl halftime show. She did it one year, and I think it was still one of the best. Lady Gaga.
Gaga.
For fans. Lady Gaga turns 39. New album is supposed to be all bangers, right? I'm telling you, the song Killa, if you, after this show, stay on YouTube, go to Saturday Night Live, look up her performance, second performance when she hosted a song called Killa, one of the best performances I've seen on SNL. Did you watch it yet?
Great.
It's let's just put it on now. Okay, no.
Let's get ding for copyright. Let's do it.
I was so happy. There's a Chicago guy turning 55 today. Probably one of the biggest funny movie stars from Chicago ever. Turns 55. You know who it is?
Absolutely.
Who
He's
is it?
from Lake Forest, Illinois.
There you go. And do you know who that is now with those clues, Andy?
No.
Would you like an impression of him?
Sure.
Okay, I got to take a drink right now. This guy over here is taking a drink. I'm going to take a drink too.
When's you going to do your impression there? Honestly, I'm drawing a blank.
He dated one of the girls from Friends.
Right now, I feel like we're the best 3 guys in the room.
David Schwimmer?
No, come on!
Dated one of the girls. No, he didn't date him in
I'm
real
telling
life.
you right now. Watch the impression again. I'm telling you right now. This show's fantastic, right? Got 3 guys up here. We're talking sports. Over here, I don't know what's going on. There's a phone.
I'm at a loss.
That's Vince Vaughn, for God's sakes.
You're my boy, Blue.
Vince Vaughn.
Vince. Okay, Vince.
Was
Vaughn.
that
that makes sense.
Yeah, or nay? Sean, was that a pretty good Vince Vaughn?
I'm not saying it was a bad
Drew
one.
Doug.
I just haven't.
Whoa, you sons of.
Timothy Chalamet didn't know
That's
Vince.
Chalamet. Vince, was that pretty good?
It was not
Jerry,
bad. No,
that was pretty
objectively,
good.
it was not bad. I just honestly haven't thought of Vince Vaughn in so long. I just thought he was not doing anything.
He's only a couple years older than me.
He's 55.
Yeah,
55.
He's
Well,
a year
so
older than me.
He and I can hang out.
Do you know what his sports connection is? He was in the movie Rudy.
Yes, he
Everyone
was.
forgets he was a running back in Rudy. He was the guy who Coach Devon goes, "Dad, you just summed up your whole sorry career here at Notre Dame."
Rudy came to the ballpark one time.
Did he really?
I believe that. He lives in
a couple
Henderson.
seasons ago. Yeah, he lives in Henderson.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah. I
good.
saw him at the
Everyone back
Sam's
there is
Club.
discussing who Vince Vaughn is, or what's? Okay.
Oh, him.
Do
You're
they
my
know
boy
who Vince
Blue.
Vaughn is?
Yeah.
Who knows? The wedding crap.
I was
Wait a
thinking-
second. What is
Oh,
that?
God.
Dodgeball. Yeah.
Dodgeball.
I was thinking-
There's
I
another
was
one.
in a movie called Dodgeball. I was in Dodgeball. No, Wedding Crashers. No one's ever seen that. This guy over here is talking. That's not bad.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
It's objectively good. Throw in a few.
No, thank you. Who's applauding?
Throw in a few. Your money, baby.
Your money. Well, I
Your
thought that
money.
was too Vegas, baby. It's too. I thought it
Vegas.
was too easy.
It drove me nuts when
You
that
just
came
gotta
out.
do-
That's
I
all
know.
people would talk about at the tables.
So
your
when
money,
the movie
your money.
came,
Oh,
right,
God.
that's
Swingers.
still to this day. Do people do the swingers
Yes.
things?
Oh, sure.
And it's probably now guys our age doing it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's even
for
sadder.
guys, it's always the Vegas baby, and for women of a certain age, it's always Vegas woo. You know, that's
woo. Oh, the
woo
wooers.
girls of Vegas. That should be
The
our own
wooers.
Instagram
Oh,
account.
nothing's worse than the
I'm
wooers.
at the age that Family Guy made fun of when you see guys. There was an episode where these guys are all getting outfit for jeans and a sport jacket. They go, "Ah, yes, the Vegas I'm going to cheat on my wife look."
Yeah, that's pretty.
Yeah, that was last week for March Madness.
Yeah, there you go.
They're
all
here
right,
with their
so
granddaughters.
We put those into
My
a
niece is here.
computer. And she works down at the cheat. All right, here we go. We put them in a machine up in Utah, Caden. Here's what it spit out. Oh, there's
good luck.
Lady Gaga
Oh
with
my,
food
that
on
is
a
her.
stick. By the way, that is a very accurate picture
That
of Lady
very
Gaga.
much is.
Yeah, and that's actually what she's going to wear to the next Grammy
Right.
Awards.
She wore the
there's a
meat
pickle.
dress.
There's a pickle right by her mouth.
And there's a pickle running around the house with a pickle in my mouth. That's from Righteous Gemstones.
Yeah. That's right.
Misbehaving.
What's with that cat?
We have a
The
cat.
cat? Well, it's cat. Wait, is it a two-headed cat?
That's a two-headed cat.
That is definitely AI doing with a. What are the hands?
It's John
What is
Goodman.
Someone call the. What is?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that is
Siamese,
definitely a Siamese cat.
It's a.
Well
It's
played.
National Respect Your
Oh,
Cat
let
Day.
me respect
He's
that.
respecting him by giving him Black Forest cake. It's not Black
That's
Forest.
not
not-
Black Forest cake.
That's
like
banana cream.
That's some sort of pie.
It's an Eskimo
What's
pie.
the weird? Now,
Oh.
are we supposed to think his
We don't
other
call
hand,
it that anymore, Frank.
That's right.
Is the other hand petting the cat, or is that just two random finger there
We
for
don't
no
know.
apparent
I'm just
reason?
impressed that he only has 5
Two
fingers.
fingers on a cat. That's two-headed
They
cat.
usually have like 6
That
fingers.
should be its own holiday.
National Triglycerides Day. He's
Yeah,
going to blow
yeah.
past that.
Oh, yeah.
And then why is he wearing a Jesus thorn crown?
Yeah, it was this some sort of Greek thing. He's got the
Wear
little-
a hat day.
Yeah,
it's wearing a hat.
What
And
does it
is
say on the wall?
we have
Pacifica or
passport. Notice
something?
it's her passport photo too, because it's passport.
Oh my
day.
God,
Yeah.
Andy.
Oh, yeah, her passport. I see it on the side.
Yeah.
It
AI,
says
you've
passport
done
on
it.
top.
It's the passport photo.
You can't see
Oh
it on
my
that
God.
one. You can see it on this one, though.
Yeah, and then the
AI
sign
is definitely
says-
getting better. It
AI is
really
getting
is,
better.
except for the two-headed cat.
It's
That's the best
learning.
looking I've ever seen Lady Gaga. Holy mackerel.
I am a big fan. That
I
is
don't
a-
like her
I think
haircut. I
she's
saw her
great.
on Stern. I didn't
She's
like the
amazing.
haircut with the bangs.
Yeah, the band. Stephanie Germano. She's
Yeah.
an Italian girl.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Italian girl from
Of
New York.
course.
Italian.
Dad's got a restaurant there.
That's right.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
She knows a
You
guy.
say it like that? Yeah.
Yeah.
She
Yeah,
knows
he's
a
got-
guy.
He knows a guy.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for picks at 12:36. We're going to get to That's Crazy after. Our lines of the night. We have picks at 12:36. Andy, there's no pressure on you to have a pick. But what I asked Vince to do, and I have a feeling he might have done it, we wanted to put the Cubs line up. Do we have it?
Sure.
Okay, here we go. So the Cubs, who won last night, they won their game against Arizona, which Zach Gallen was pitching for Arizona. I actually liked that game.
Yeah.
I actually liked Arizona, didn't bet it. I went 1-1. Pirates lost, but Skeens got the over. Diamondbacks favorite at home. I think it's Kelly pitching. I forget who. Oh, Jameson Taillon, the former Pirate, pitching
Right.
for the Cubs. Do you have any feel for this? Are you a Cubs or Sox guy? I can't remember.
I stopped following Major League Baseball years ago. I gave up about a year after the Bartman incident. I was like,
wow.
I'm just done with Major League Baseball.
Okay.
In its entirety.
Do you want to take a pick on that game? Or do you want to?
Well, I'm going to go ahead and say the Cubs are going to win because
he's gonna
I
take the
have to.
Cubs. He's going to take
Go,
the Cubs.
Cubs, go.
Go Cubs, go.
Go, Cubs, go.
They lost
Steve
2
Goodman
games.
wrote that.
Yes, he did.
Who
My
did?
mom went to high
Steve
school with
Goodman.
him.
Who's that?
He wrote the song Battle of New Orleans. He was a songwriter.
Yeah. And he wrote Go Cubs,
he wrote
Go?
He
Cubs,
wrote
Go.
a Dying Cub fan's last
Dying
request.
Cub fan's last request.
Oh, my
he died
goodness.
of cancer. Yeah, he went to high school. My mom knew him.
There you go. He wrote a lot of great
How
songs.
do I segue out of
City
that?
of New Orleans. Yeah.
City of New Orleans was
City
a big hit.
of New Orleans. That
Yeah.
song by Woody Guthrie or Arlo Guthrie?
Yeah, one of the Guthries.
That
Arlo.
weird country song, something. Let me. I know something about my name. Yeah, it's Steve Goodman wrote
Yeah,
a verse for that.
that
yeah.
one.
No idea what that
I'm doing a
song
bad
was.
version of it because I can't stand it.
It's
Something
something about a manatee.
All right, Keith, do you have a pick today?
I do.
All right, go for it.
I am going with if you watch Alex White on her TikTok yesterday,
Okay.
she was 4-0.
Alex is on fire.
She she liked also today. She liked Kentucky with the points.
Okay.
so I'm
We
going to
got Sweet
go with
16 games
Alex
tonight.
White special Kentucky with plus 4.5.
Okay.
Playing Tennessee, they beat Tennessee twice this year, and they beat Tennessee when they were less than healthy. So I'm going to
stat.
stick with that.
And
one.
I like Tennessee. I've liked Tennessee all year as one of my top teams.
They're a good
but
team.
They are a good team, but I'm not sure if they're clicking at the right time. But again, all favorites are playing well. The games have been some good games yesterday, but
Chalk,
the
yeah.
scoring in these games over 100 for
Yeah.
Alabama, Duke over 100.
Yep. Her one of her other games was Duke in Arizona, and that one went way over.
Way over.
Yeah, and it started off slow. And if you're a baseball junkie, if you want to bet baseball, Dylan Cease is going today. Ex-White Sox guy. I love Dylan Cease. He had a great year last year. He opened at minus 115. He's at minus 135 now. Last I looked. If you're gonna, I'd throw some pizza money on that one.
Pizza money. All right. I have one tonight, too, and this is very strange for me to take an under, but I'm going to do it. What? Because I know. But it's Kevin Gossman versus Toronto. He's playing for Toronto. Baltimore won 12-2 yesterday. I like the under. Strong pitching matchup. Gossman's a stud, so I like the Blue Jays under 8.5 with the Orioles tonight in Toronto up there, which is near Montreal. Do you know the area code of Montreal?
It's 354.
354. They're actually not even close to each other. But anyway, there's our picks of the day, ladies and gentlemen. All right,
good.
let's move on to Lines of the Night. We have some fun stuff here, and we're going to get right into baseball. There we go. Keith, would you like to go first, sir?
Sure.
All right, go for
my
your
first line of the night is I was the third Benny the Bull ever.
It's true. He
So
was.
you now know the first three.
My goodness.
Yeah.
You're
Benny
the
the
one who got
Bulls.
busted for pot.
Yes, it was 2000. I actually have it right here. 2004.
I have the pot right here?
I have the
Wow.
pot right here.
I got a lighter.
Chester Brewster was arrested for selling marijuana from his car outside the United Center, and he was Benny the Bull at the time.
What year was this again?
2004.
Yeah.
Okay, so
After my
I know
time.
Johnny from the ballpark. We love JR. I knew I didn't know if he was being facetious or not.
Nope.
Ooh, look at me. But anyway, yeah, he was
I don't
being
know what that
actually
means, but he wasn't joking.
actually real. By the way, Joey B says Frank's impression equals Joe Pesci doing Vince Vaughn.
There you
That's
go.
pretty close.
What am I funny to you? Am I like a clown? There's both.
I like that.
Wait, hold on. I
I'm
don't
just
know.
now realizing what this show needs. More cocaine.
Wait, there was cocaine?
Wait, let's go.
Is that what the lighter's
Is
for?
that what National
Give me a
is?
second. I brought some extra. Yeah.
We have a viewer.
Vince, bring the spoons.
We have a viewer named 667768. Oh, I know who this is. This is Bill. That's the best Vince Vaughn impression I've ever heard. It's the only one I've ever heard, nevertheless.
There you go. That's fine.
And then JR guessed Vince Vaughn, so there you go.
Oh, that was
Boom.
good.
See, there you
Real
go.
quick, Dean Hilt's got a pick for everybody since we
Oh.
just did picks. He says, hey, Minidar, Santa Anita, Ray 7, the number one El Ray, up in class but going great, 7-2. Do we have time to bet that, Sean? Are you betting the horses today?
Oh.
Laying off. Well, anyway, but yeah, JR says I should have gone I should have gone with a line from Swingers, but that would have given it away.
Well, I would have taken a dodgeball reference too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've
Dodgeball.
only seen
I've-
dodgeball once or
once.
twice.
I don't
I don't think it's that. The only line I know is if you can dodge a wrench, you can
You
dodge a
could
ball.
dodge a wrench. You could dodge a ball.
Was it Sean Connery? I know, that was your
Rip
Artie
Torn.
from Larry
Yes,
Sanders.
that was,
Rip Torn.
Rip Torn.
Oh, no, that's not Rip Torn.
It was Rip Torn.
Oh, it was Rip Torn.
It was
Okay.
Rip Torn. Yeah, you were right.
Necessary.
I've seen it a few times. Old School, I think, falls apart after the first half.
Sure.
If I'm watching a Vince Vaughn movie, it's Swingers. Give me
Or
Swingers.
Wedding Crashers.
Wedding Crashers
Yeah,
also.
pretty-
Back half hour, though, once it gets too a little lovey-dovey.
Once they start caring about people,
Yeah, that's-
I lose interest.
That's when I check out in comedies. That's why Mel Brooks never had that stuff.
Yes.
Aaron O'Connor, definitely a Pesci essence. All right. Also, Sports Connection, how much he liked the Blackhawks in Sega NHL game.
That's true.
It's right. Look
And
at
they were
Roenick. It's
good.
not so much me. It's not so much me. It's Roenick. Look
Yeah,
at Wayne
Roenick.
bleed. Look at Wayne Gretzky breed like a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah.
He's quoting Swingers. All
He's
right.
right.
So
It's good. It's good stuff.
line of the night, Keith. You had a second.
Okay. My first line, I have a couple. My first line of the night is my beloved Chicago White Sox. They won yesterday 8-1. This may be the longest winning streak they have all year.
By the way, this
One
is
in a row.
This is the best line of the night. So,
and our friend Jay Kuda, also a White Sox fan who lives in the northwest distance suburbs of Chicago, he made note that the last time, 2 times, a team won opening day 8-1. This is the 3rd time in this decade. Both of those 2 teams went on to win the World Series. That was the Dodgers in 2020 and the Braves in 2021. So the White Sox,
you're 2025.
You're saying they have a chance.
You're saying we have a chance.
That's right.
So if you're going by history, ladies and gentlemen, according to Jay Kuda, bet the White Sox future to win the World Series. It's got to be about 25,000 probably.
There's no chance.
35. There's no chance at all. But here's the is this yours or mine? This night, or are you? Is that mine? Oh yeah,
that's Andy's.
What did I pick?
Oh, Andy, we got another
I was
White
actually
Sox.
going to comment on this because
Sure.
it's one of the few things I know. They put in a position player to pitch. That's how badly they were being beaten by, of all teams, the White Sox.
Yeah,
so
the
that's
Angels
gotta hurt on some level.
I
right?
don't. Yeah, and this is from is it Yankee World? Yankee World is the account. Yes, Andy. The Angels put a position player on the mound opening day. Apparently, he used to play for the White Sox, and he pitched 3 times for them already. He pitched for the White Sox 3 times.
He obviously knew that. He was like, I'll put a stop to this hitting they're doing.
What's amazing is it's opening day.
Yeah.
Opening day. And, I memean, they're down 8. By the way, they're not down 17-3, which happens in baseball. They're not down 15 to nothing.
No.
They're down 8-1. 8-1 is not an insurmountable lead.
No.
7 runs.
Weirder things
have happened against the White Sox, right?
Yeah.
It's against the White Sox, but it was 8-0 when he went in. Okay.
I think that was mostly just, guys, this is the worst team in baseball, and we're tanking to them.
Yeah, we found a team.
They just said, cut
the White Sox found a team worse than them, and it's the Angels.
And the Angels are so sad.
They literally did the math and said, we've got 161 more games.
Exactly.
We can cut bait here.
And Keith, here's something. I don't know if you know this, and Andy, I'm going to say you don't.
I don't.
I didn't know this till this morning. The Angels are so cheap.
How cheap are they?
We're doing Match Game and Paul Lynn references.
And Johnny Carson.
They don't send their announcers on the road for games. They're doing their games remotely. This is a major league. I read it this morning, and everyone commented. The Angels have their guys in Anaheim or from their basements, or it's in LA, so no basements. They don't send them on the road. So this sounds like something the Pirates would do. But to save money, but you need them around the team to hear stories, to maybe grab a drink in the bar with one of the coaches, to get a little insight on the team.
It adds color and flavor to every broadcast.
I mean, listen, during COVID, of course, this was the norm. And the Angels went, well, why are we paying for hotels and flights and Ubers for these guys to get to and from these cities? This is pathetic.
It's 2 hotel rooms because you're putting them on the team flight.
Yeah, that's true. Good point.
You're talking about 2 hotel rooms. So 2 hotel rooms and per diem. This is crazy.
I guess having to
These
send
cheap sons of
crew,
bitches.
they must be just borrowing the home team's feed or
Were
whatever.
they owned by a casino?
I don't know. I don't know. Or the Pirates.
It's so unlike a big corporation to try and save money by getting rid of essential people.
Right.
I've never heard of such a thing.
Right. Less guest service in the guest service industry? I don't know.
Terrible.
Why would you?
Terrible. Anyway, I just found that out this morning while I was
I'm mildly surprised more teams don't do that because my friend, you probably know Todd Newton, right?
Oh, I've kissed Todd Newton.
Good for you. Well,
haven't we all?
You might want to get that checked.
He was on Street Smarts. Him and Mark DiCarlo were playing for charity.
Oh, I like Mark DiCarlo.
But 2 great guys. They were playing for charity, and they didn't care who won. They were playing for charity, but they had bet 10 sushi dinners on who would win.
There you go.
And they went for it all. At the end, you went double or nothing. And they both missed it. And DiCarlo held back $1. And we go to Todd Newton, and Todd held back $2.
Yeah.
And Todd Newton, he was so excited, he came over and he kissed me. And he's an Emmy Award winner.
He's a good guy. Well, he for a while, when we were doing Prices Right Live together, he decided just for the fun of it, he was going to get another radio gig.
Okay.
And he applied at this one station that they knew they could do a quick thing with, and they're like, "Oh, you're gonna love this. You can work from anywhere. We're gonna give you the Jock in a Box," is what it was called, and it was literally a
like
backpack
a little setup.
it was a little backpack. All you need is a Wi-Fi connection and a quiet room. So in between shows, we're going all around the damn country, and he'd be like, "Hang on, I got to go record 10. Here's the latest Taylor Swift. I'm Todd Newton," and then
unbelievable.
He would do this entire show.
Do it live.
Yeah, he would do an entire week's worth of shows, sometimes in just an hour, because all he had to do is
just the ins and outs,
the front and the back, and then occasionally throw in a story, record it, hit send, and he was.
That's why I got out of radio. It's a dying business.
Very nice guy, Todd Newton.
Very nice. One of my best friends. Yeah,
I didn't realize that.
He's actually probably 2 weeks older than me. We share a similar everything.
I love it.
Birthday,
I love
all
Todd
that
Newton.
stuff.
Well, have you ever kissed him though? That's all I'm saying.
Remind me to tell you the story about a joke. Yeah.
All right.
Who hasn't at this point?
All right, we have another. Is this mine or yours or Keith's or whoever? That's mine. Okay, let's just read it. The White Sox are over 500 for the first time since their win on opening day 2023, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. I'll give it the celebratory. I mean, look at them celebrating. They're ready to raise
they
raise
should.
the banner.
Come on, let them have this.
I know they deserve it. It's been
they
a
have
rough
so
couple.
little there.
All right, is that all that's crazies?
Give me a
one
one shot.
Oh, Keith's got a pearls.
Look at him go. Wow, that's good. Look at the gun.
One gun?
Yeah.
Is that all that's crazies?
We have one.
Or the lines
One
of the
more?
night?
Umpires. So I found
go
this
for it,
one.
Keith.
Yeah. So I got this one here. The umpires, they got rid of that one that really stunk. What was his name?
Angel
Hernandez. Everyone knew.
That's
right, yeah,
So they got rid of Angel Hernandez. So you think, oh, well, the calls are going to start getting better. Well, let me tell you, yesterday, based on the ump tracker, there was 196 missed calls. We have video of some of the worst ones.
Oh, God. Here we go.
Yes.
Well, they're going to show the Pirates.
Umpire auditor.
Okay, umpire auditor. I like
They're using the ABS system now, right? Yeah.
So you could challenge them, but
Now, the Pirate one has to be in this.
there's a couple of them, pirate ones.
Wait, you can challenge them on the major leagues?
Yeah.
Yeah,
this
I don't know
season.
how many-
They started it this season.
Yeah, I don't know how many you get, but
Oh, I didn't. I was in and out.
they were
of
doing it in preseason. I don't know if they're going
Yes.
to do it. Yeah.
I don't think they're doing it in
I don't think they're doing it
season.
regular
I don't think-
season
It's
yet.
something they're implementing soon because
Soon,
they've been
yeah.
doing it the last few seasons.
I mean, look at these.
No, it's
These
not there
are.
yet.
I mean, some of them are close, but some of them are just come
Okay,
on.
that one.
come on.
If they're going to show the Pirate one, that screwed the game because they were.
Yeah.
It would have ended the inning in the 8th with the 4-2 lead for the Pirates. I mean,
some of these are
again,
egregious.
They're not perfect, but
That's egregious right there. That's good 2, 3, 4 inches.
I like those Royal unis. That was
a little high and
That was out of the
outside. That
box.
one's
Major
Oh,
leaguers,
that's
they hate that one's the
brutal.
worst one I've seen so far
Brutal.
by Bill Miller.
Well, I hope they do bring in the ABS because
That-
one's a
it's
little
actually
closer.
They
made-
will. It's a year or two. Yeah, they
What's
will.
been good seeing it at the AAA level is you get a genuine appreciation for how good some of these umpires really are because the teams really got to think about when they're doing this challenge. They got to be dead sure on it because sometimes they are convinced I've got this.
It'll be situational. You see it at the ballpark in tonight's home opener, so I'm sure we'll see
There
it
you go.
tonight.
Yeah.
And I remember the first time I was doing a game and they did it. I was like, oh my God, I didn't see
Yeah,
it.
it was
great.
amazing. I liked it.
I honestly think it makes the game better.
That montage was very long for opening day. I mean, like the
Yes.
fact that was all on one the first day. All right, we have a couple viral videos before we wrap up the Shizzo. Are we still allowed to say Shizzo? Kids still
Sure.
say that, Drew Dog?
You know what? I'll give you a
Shizzo
week.
for show.
I'll let you say it for one more week.
Wait, I just said, the kid said, he was like, well, what the hell is Shizzo?
Shizzo.
That was like a hip thing to say, like, oh, I got a Shizzo.
35 years ago. 30,
Okay.
30 years ago, really.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go to clip 2, please. Viral clip 2. This is Ichiro. Ichiro, who I've never seen a Major League Baseball player who loves to wear the full uniform.
Oh, yeah.
Years after they've retired.
Yes.
First ballot Hall
He's
of
like
Famer.
Russell Wilson.
One, yeah, and with pads. One guy left him off the ballot. That guy's a moron.
Yeah.
Ichiro,
Yeah.
how fast do you think he throws the first pitch? Now, remember, he wasn't a pitcher. He was a right fielder with the rifle.
I'm going to say a solid 75 miles
All
an
right,
hour.
here we go. Roll the clip. Here we
He
go.
had a
Ichiro.
rifle in right field.
Okay, so here we go. Full uniform. Probably could still play.
Probably could.
All right, so here we go. He's going to, from the mound, here we go. He's like, oh, yeah, get ready. So you said 75? All right, let's check the
Bare
gun.
minimum.
Full windup.
It's still pretty good. It looked fast.
84 miles an hour. He threw it 84.
There you
Let's
go.
show it right here. Hold on.
That's
There,
There it
okay,
is.
there it is. Speed meter, 84.
That is
Wow.
That is easily about 80 miles faster than I can. So
Hey,
Like I said, I think I hit the 60s once at Kennywood, which was an amusement park that had the gun.
now
Yeah,
owned by
and
Dolly Parton.
And then I went,
Yep.
yeah, did you see that? Dollywood
I
bought
said
it.
Dollywood
Yes.
bought it.
Oh, you did,
Yeah.
yes. And the roller coasters are going to have a whole different look now that Dolly's on.
I'm sure. Yeah, the hills are going to be much bigger.
Yes.
on the racer.
Bigger humps.
Jackrabbit and Thunderbolt. I walked around the park like this after I threw 6.
Oh, yeah.
Like just threw my arm out.
I at a gig one time, they had a
Yeah.
pitching machine. So I'm like, all right, I could. It's been a while, but I could do it, and I warmed up.
Right.
I got it in there. I got it
you
about
warmed up?
55, 60 miles an hour. I was very proud, and for the remainder of the week, I couldn't move my
yeah.
arm. I
Well,
was
there
like,
were chicks around, so you know you want to try to.
I got a
was
15-year-old nephew that's hitting 80.
Yeah, and he's here. Is it here?
No, he's in Orange County.
Oh, okay.
He trains at the Chapman with the rest of the guys, Giolito and Skeens.
And Skeens is there. Yeah, that's tremendous. Okay, here. Hold on one second. Tell Andy, this is from Courtney, I got the Pirates of the Caribbean game he was talking about for my birthday in November that exact year. She was in high school, and she effing loved it.
Oh,
So,
very good. Well,
there you go.
you're welcome. I had nothing to do with it, but yeah.
She had that game. Okay. Okay, where were we? Oh, yeah, videos. Okay, we got a couple more.
Viral videos.
What's the hats off one? Number one. Let's go
That's
to
the
number
guy who
one.
stops the ball with the hat. The
Okay.
center fielder for the Yankees.
Yeah, which is illegal, so we want to show
Yes.
this.
He got away with it.
Yeah, you're not supposed to be able to get away with it. So, Major League Baseball rules state you are not allowed to use a piece of a uniform or equipment. This happens a lot with catchers. A ball gets away and they'll throw their mask on it or cover it up or scoop it up with their mask. That should have been, I believe, a triple. And I know JR from the ballpark, if he's still watching, will probably know the rule.
Yeah.
I think it's supposed to be an automatic triple, but I don't know how they missed it. There's 4 umpires on the field.
Well, I think the way you could see it because of the camera angle, and if the umpires aren't at the right angle, they aren't going to see it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
From just dead on looking at it.
Yeah, maybe.
It looked like it almost
Game
just
speed.
hit his
Kind of,
hand
yeah,
and
yeah.
drops
He
the
got
hat.
away
You know,
with
who
it,
knows?
but the Yankees won the game. Okay, moving on. Let's go to number 5, the big head baseball cards. This is kind of wild. I've been collecting baseball cards. I still buy an occasional pack, not like I used to, but look at these things. Are these disturbed? Do we like these or not, guys?
Ew.
So
Oh,
this
God.
is stuff. Due to popular demand, big heads are back. Chase these short
Big heads are
printed
back.
cards in 2025. What's that? Were you
Like
singing?
the Fat Boys.
The Fat Boys. Wipeout.
This is
but-
the
Fat
most Gen
Boys
X
are
show
back.
ever.
I know.
Making
really,
Fat Boys
do we,
references.
these are a little disturbed. I'm not a fan.
This is my first time seeing them.
Yeah, I
and,
don't like 'em.
And to quote the horse, no, sir, I don't like it.
I'm not a fan.
Yeah, no, I think they made these for folks who can't afford to go to a game and definitely aren't getting the bobblehead they're giving away. That's got to
But
be
you know what
it is.
these would be good for? If I did get one, I'd be like, well, with my eyesight now, I could at least see their faces. So there you go.
Sure, but it's just everything is wrong about it.
It's weird.
Yeah, it's
Keith, you a
awkward.
fan? Yeah, they're weird.
El Paso.
Yeah, it's
El
okay. I mean, it's
Pasadena
okay.
on this
It's one
one.
more thing for people to collect, which is really the only reason they're doing it. But that's just
What you need more tchotchkes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We got a minute left. We'll squeeze these 2 in here. Let's go to Alex Ovechkin. Look, I don't like
this is a
him.
good one.
Clip 4. I don't like him. He plays for the Capitals. We don't like the Capitals. That's just the way I was raised.
That's fine.
But in a very classy move, he made the whole team come back out and line up to congratulate Marc-Andre Fleury, a former Gold Knight, but of
Yes.
course a Stanley Cup winner in Pittsburgh with my Penguins.
3 times.
And yeah.
3
Well,
times.
he was Matt Murray had kind of started, but
That's
yeah,
fine.
he won 3.
Names on the
But
card.
anyway, he made the whole team come back out and thank him for all that he's done. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. I think he's 2nd or 3rd in career wins as a goalie.
yeah, he'll do all right.
He'll do all right.
Yeah.
Minnesota Wild, I mean, he probably stuck around a couple more years.
He
and
can
he's-
open up at least 3 car dealerships
There you
with
go.
that. You know what I mean? He can do all right.
But he made the whole team come out, and so Ovechkin, who I'm not a giant fan of, I respect the guy. He's a great player. He's going to break the record. But that's a classy move by the Capitals, which said no one ever.
It's true.
Especially
And
with Tom
Fleury is
Wilson on
definitely a first ballot Hall of Famer, much like Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah, Thank you. I don't know. Jeff Parles and I have that bet, $500. Ben, you know, the more I watch highlights of Ben that people are putting on, like because the Steelers are in flux with the quarterback, people putting up reels. You could not tackle him. You could not sack him. His escapability was amazing. 2 Super Bowls, went to 3. Jeff, you're nuts. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer.
One shot.
Career yards, career touchdowns. Okay, 1 shot. We got 1 left, and it's a food item. Banana split. Let's go ahead and show that one, number 3. Banana splits. Feagle. What were their names? Fleagle.
Drooper, Snorky.
Doc, Bashful.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. We have this. We got 1
Drippy.
second.
Kiefer Sutherland.
We'll kill
Kiefer
Thomas
Sutherland.
and
Bring
Benny
it
the
back.
Bull.
Benny the Bull.
The opening where they slid down on those potato sack things. My sister loved the Banana Splits, and that song was a banger.
Yeah, it was.
That was a good song. Banana Splits theme. Vince might already have his song picked out. And then they did an album in the 90s where all these bands did old themes, and it was like, I forget the band that did it, Cracker. It was maybe Cracker?
Really? Probably.
Might have been Cracker. Yeah, sure. We'll find it.
You'll never make it.
Yeah. All right, last clip.
Glum.
Last clip. The Padres will have banana bread pudding helmets at the game this year. Yay or nay on this? I'm saying nope. I don't like banana bread. I don't like anything but chocolate pudding. And I'm not a Padres fan, but I do love their uniforms. Probably the top 3 for me.
Bread pudding in general, but I think they're being a little loose with the definition. That looks like a lot of pudding with some banana bread on top. So that's not quite banana bread. It's just banana pudding
when
with
you're
bread.
near the ocean watching a baseball game in the summer and it's, I don't know, an 85, 90 degree. That's what you want.
Yeah, you need a helmet filled with dairy.
You could throw it on your head to cool off, maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
If it had vodka in it, I'd have it, but that's it.
What's that?
Vodka, maybe. Get my diabetes from alcohol.
Well, it's Triglycerides Day. Be careful.
Yes.
All right, let's go to Kenny White's Dog of the Day, ladies and gentlemen, as we wrap up a week here of, what's the show? Punchlines. There we go. Sweet 16, he likes Michigan.
Ooh.
I think yesterday, Joe D'Amico was on this, thought Michigan could even win the game.
Yep.
He liked it, +9, take Michigan. And here's our dog of the day. I believe it's the airplane one. Here's our dog of the day to end the program for the week. There, a little guy felt something kicking him and scratching him underneath its dog in front of him.
What's looking at my feet?
Short and sweet, ladies and gentlemen.
Put your
My
shoes
special
on.
thanks to Andy Martello for coming in and once again doing a bang-up job. Keith Lyle for helping out every day with the script and the clips and wanted to sit in. 3 of us worked well together. Very funny. Everyone behind the glass, Vince, Jerry, Drew Dog, and Sean. We will see you Monday. Monday with Jeff Parles. Jeff Parles is Monday and Tuesday. Alex will be the end of the week. Have a good weekend. I'm driving to Needles to the DMV. Wish me luck. Punchlines live and about every show. Bye.